Welcome back again, Purim. I'm getting a little bit tired of all this, but I know what to do. You will all excuse me for a moment because I have a very important prop, you see. Welcome back again, Purim. L'chaim, l'chaim, sh'a tova, sorot tovot, yeshuot v'nechamot. But I better not drink this now or you won't be able to hear any lecture. Okay, anyhow, in chapter 3 of the Megillah, it says, Achar hadvarim ha'ele, and we're going to be talking about Haman, etc., 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 and the gzeirah that the Jews have to bow down. Anyhow, it says, Umordechai lo יכרע v'lo ישתחווה. Now, why does it say יכרע? Why not כרע? Mordechai refused to bow down. He refused to bow down not only at the time of the story of the Megillah, but he refused to bow down then and forever. He will never bow down to Haman. And this leads me, לא יכרע ולא ישתחווה, לא בהווה ולא בעתיד, וכמובן לא בעבר. And all of a sudden I remembered a few stories about Rav Aharon Kotler Zatzal. When I say Rav Aharon Kotler Zatzal, I begin choking up, and I'll tell you pretty soon why. The story goes that Rav Aharon Kotler was in Japan, and he was near a post office. And all of a sudden there was a siren. And he didn't know it, but the siren blast was meant to tell the people that the emperor is in the vicinity, and therefore everyone has to get on his knees. And Rav Aharon Kotler refused. And Rav Aharon Kotler was beaten up. And that reminded me of other stories of Rav Aharon Kotler where, again, I don't know what he was doing in Japan. He surely didn't go for sushi. Maybe he went for sushi. But that reminded me, and I can't hold back. That reminded me of another story of Rav Aharon that I had heard myself, where he went to Miami Beach to snore. That's the word, to snore. Because that's what all the Gedolim had to do. They had no choice. And he was in Miami Beach, and he got into the elevator in the hotel. And in walks a young lady in a half-naked bathing suit. Rav Aharon Kotler holds back, immediately gets out of the elevator, goes back to his room, and cries. And his tears go ad l'shamayim. And of course he went back to Lakewood. Somebody else will have to snore for a while. And that's the tragedy that we have. And it wasn't only him. So many Gdolim had to find ways to beg, or you'll pardon my English, to lick, in order to save their institutions. Okay, I felt that this had to be said, but I'll continue just a little bit more about that, because, again, I am not a Talmud of Rav Aharon Kotler. I wish I was. That I was in Lakewood for many times, especially when in YU the semester was over, and then I would go to Lakewood, let's say from the beginning of June until after Tisha B'Av. And I saw these things, and I heard these things. And I was there when Rav Moshe Feinstein, everybody, I'm not even saying Zatzal anymore, they're all Zatzal. But there's Zatzal, really Zatzal. You know, and the Rav Aharon, really Rav Aharon. Not the kind of stuff that we have today. Anyhow, I was there when Rav Aharon Kotler had invited Rav Moshe Feinstein, I think it was to come and give a shiur in the yeshiva. And you saw these two men standing, and one next to the other, and giving a shiur, b'mishutaf. And even a guy like me, a nobody from YU, an American Yankee, etc., you could feel the kedusha in the room, and then you would hear the stories where a Talmid of Rav Aharon goes to Rav Aharon and says, Rebbe, I've been here in the yeshiva a long time, I think it's time for me to get smicha. And Rav Aharon laughs and says, of course it's time for you to get smicha. So go to a guy who gives smicha. Go to Rav Moshe Feinstein. Who am I? I should give smicha? I'm a Rosh Yeshiva. He's the Rav. Oy, you don't have that anymore. You really don't have it. And it's a terrible thing, the ashrei einayim, that had the possibility of seeing this.